Welcome back. 2010 Volkswagen Beetle, final edition. It's got a coolant leak at the back of the engine. It's hard to see. I know it's leaking there. I just don't know what it is. There's a pretty common leak where they call it the connector valve or something. It's plastic, cracks and leaks. That's my guess as to what is happening. I cleaned off as much as I can clean it off down in here pretty well. And I've got a pressure tester to test the cooling system hooked up. I'm going to pull this air box and get some stuff out of the way here so we can take a look. And hopefully I can look in there and put some pressure on the system and see where it's leaking and see what we need to replace to fix this. I got a couple of Phillips head screws and a 10mm. I need to get a screwdriver for that one because I don't think, maybe I might be able to tilt it and get to it because I've got two of them out to see what I can get out here. Just kind of digging around. Let's see what has to be undone. That's loose. Can't. Trying to see back in this corner. I don't think there's anything back in here. Nice headlight holder. I'm guessing they bumped something up front here and messed these headlights up. Probably have to get new headlights for it, which let's see if I can get them out of the junkyard. That's my guess. I gotta take it apart and kind of look at it, but let's get this out first. Let me undo this. Try to get this undone at least. Come on. Okay. That's the trick. What's the trick here? What the heck's with this connector? Interesting. All I gotta do is figure this connector out and we're golden. You tell them I'm not used to working on Volkswagens? Okay, we'll leave that for now. Since I'm doing so well at that, we're gonna look up this other screw here. It's loose, it's just hanging up. But it is out there. Alright, so gotta get this on. I guess I had it, just didn't pull on it right. Or it was never clipped on there, right? Let's see if I can get this out of here. Get stuff everywhere here. Come on. Quality work here. Okay. Wow. Okay, here we go. There. That's not bad. Pretty clean. Must have changed that at some point. I'll just set that aside. I'll put the screw back in here so I don't lose it. And the other screw, put that back in here so I don't lose that. Let me zoom in here. Show you where I'm at. Kind of looking at this right in here. I've got a paper towel or a shop towel in there just to see if I can make it a little easier to see where it's dripping, but we'll see. Let me go put some pressure on the system. Let's see. It's leaking pretty good when I brought it in, so I'm thinking it's not going to take very long. It's like 14, 15 pounds. I'm going to get right in your way. Oh yeah, that's where it's leaking. Let me zoom you in some more. See that connector right there? It's actually leaking. It's leaking up here. It's actually leaking out of here as well. I don't know if that's the yeah, look at that's probably where it's leaking. O-ring. Pull it down. That still got coolant in it. That's probably what's leaking, so I might just need an O-ring. I think we'll start there. Let me reattach this. I think I'm going to get an O-ring for that. New O-ring. I did drain the coolant. Drain is right down on the driver's side at the bottom, right near the, it's part of the lower radiator hose. So I'm going to take this gasket off. We'll see if it's, oh, try to drop it down there. I can't really see if it's flattened out, but I'm guessing it is. See if that's the only leak we have. It's the right size. Feels a lot thicker. Let's see if this will slide in here easy or not. Yeah, it did. Lock it back in. Okay, we're going to fill this back up. I'm going to fill it with probably just water because it's not going outside. Just to see if it leaks. I don't want to pour it full of coolant again because it's just a waste. So we'll probably just put water in it, put some pressure on it, see if it's going to leak. Alright, filled this coolant system back up just with water. I've got 15 pounds of pressure on it, just about 15 pounds of pressure. I do not see it leaking. That's a good thing. Which means, hopefully, I'm going to let it sit here, but hopefully, the only thing that was leaking was that O-ring. The other O-ring looked much bigger, although diameter-wise, as far as the outer circumference was the same. This is all flattened out. And I think that's what happens. They just get flattened out over time, and they leak. So, right now, I don't see any leaking. I'm going to do one thing here, which is going to make a little bit of a mess. I'm going to open this up, take the pressure off it, open it up, make sure there's water coming out of there so I'm not airlocked. I don't think I am, but I want to make sure. Now it's going to leak all over when I do this, or at least a little, if it's got water in there. Yeah, see, it was airlocked. Now, it's right to there. It's full now. It's right, water's right there. Put that back in. Just be careful when you put that in, you don't roll the seal. You don't roll the O-ring on it. Okay, clip back in. Let me blow that off, dry it off a little bit. 15 pounds of pressure. I don't see any leaks. That's a good thing. I'm going to leave that in there, like I said, for a little bit. But that was the issue, it looks like. It was just this O-ring on the temperature sensor. Sensor, not sender. Temperature sensor that was leaking. So about a day and a half later, cooling system's been under pressure for that whole time, and it hasn't lost any pressure at all. It's not leaking. That's good. So it's just that O-ring. That's nice for a change, a nice easy fix. I've obviously pulled the front end off of this, the bumper and the fenders, because the bumper needs a fair amount of work. It needs some body work, and that's driver's side's a little messed up. I'm going to have to do some work on that. And, well, I say I'm going to do it, but I don't really do body work. I'm going to have somebody do that. I think both my headlights are bad. I've got to look a little further. I know my passenger side is. I don't know if I need the mounting bracket for it or not, but We're going to go through that, but right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to drain the water out because it's almost all water that I put in there, because if it leaked, I didn't want to waste antifreeze on it. And I'm going to refill it with antifreeze. I'm going to push it out of the garage, leave all this stuff out so I can still have, you know, I can get it to all that stuff down there because it's got a lot of antifreeze and oil, and it needs to be cleaned really well. So I'm going to take it outside, spray it down, get the pressure washer out, get underneath of it, clean it really well. Want this cleaned really well, I'll bring it back in. We're going to run it and see if we have any oil leaks or anything that needs to be fixed. So that's kind of where we are right now so far. It's going pretty well.